Hi, I'm Scott Rigby from Adobe, and today we're talking about the future of work. I'm joined here today by Harlina Sodhi, who is the Head of Culture and Capability at IDFC Bank. Welcome.
Hey Scott, very happy to be here. Thank you.
So first off, question around what do you see as being kind of the future of work, and how is it going to be organized in the future?
Well, I see future of work in primarily two ways. One is the entire thing about the cultural nuances of future of work. What does it really mean? What will be the interplay of behaviors and value system between the robots, the cyborgs, and the humanoids and the humans at the workplace? What will really play out for reality? So that's my one piece. The other piece that I see as future of work is that people are looking for purpose and meaning. Will purpose and meaning be provided by technology and drones and AI and ML? Maybe, maybe not. So those are the two things on my mind.
And kind of, going on or riffing on that from the kind of the purpose and meaning, how do you see organizations restructuring themselves over the next decade to kind of provide that purpose and meaning?
Well, any progressive organization is only focusing on that. Everything else, to my mind, is incidental. The CEOs today like to be called the Chief Culture Officer because they believe when push comes to shove, it is really the values and behaviors of the company led or fueled by the purpose of the enterprise which will hold them good. Everything else will happen in a pretty much automated manner.
Sure.
So that's really the only way to go.
Okay. And as we move towards this more, highly technology adoption and automation that comes along with it, how do we sort of generate reward structures to be able to meet that?
Well, the reward structures no longer have to be for your KRA or the goals. That's the given. That's really the entry ticket to the employment.
Yeah.
It has to be around value creation. When I say value, I mean value of all kinds. Customer value, employee value, societal value, and shareholder value. All of that put together in a meaningful manner is what the rewards and recognition should be guided towards.
Right. And as we kind of evolve forward and we have, we're looking for what are the meaningful differences here between the different generations of workers?
Well, there are several differences between, and now we have the children of the fourth industrial revolution, which is also the robots. While we're beginning to talk of robots and there are technology conferences, but I'm saying there's a question which begs to be answered. We haven't really done a great job with the fourth generation, which is the millennials.
Yeah.
So what do we do now? How do we not only now worry about the millennials and the robots, but how do we worry about the interplay of experiences and shared goals that they will have amongst themselves? Yeah. So that's on my mind. We haven't done a great job of inculturating our diversity, gender diversity workforce. Let's not even go towards the LGBT and the transgender workforce. Very bad job we're doing on integrating the physically challenged workforce. So robots, millennials, it's all up in the air.
Still moving quite quickly.
Very
it's quite
quickly,
fluid.
yes.
And talking about sort of generational workers, some recent research out of Adobe, which we've done around the future of work and focusing on India in particular, the younger generation of workers are really looking for sort of creative thinking and innovation in their day-to-day jobs. Do you really think that's a reality in the current organizations?
I think that's the only reality, Scott, in the current organizations.
Really?
The scripted and the SOP-driven workforce was all about labor arbitrage. India rode that wave for many years when the jobs were getting outsourced to us from US or Europe or even Australia for that matter. But it's no longer about labor arbitrage now. It's about innovation. It's about critical thinking. It's about what ideas can you put forth out there. And that's what the younger people are wanting to do. That's why the Prime Minister of India also is putting initiatives like Startup India, Young India, and all the big bucks behind that to make that happen.
Yeah. You've talked about spirituality and kind of the importance of that within the Indian culture.
Yes.
How does that play a role in the future of work?
Well, the way I see it, it's such an important part of my DNA. It's part of a growing up. And when I say growing up, it's not 20, 30, 40 years. For India, it's 6,000 years of civilization. So we don't need to necessarily look towards the outward world to draw our inspiration or to anchor ourselves. So we can just withdraw internally, internalize ourselves, and draw upon our spiritualism, our Vedas, our learnings from the past, the theory of karma, and say, you know what, I'm okay and I will be okay as I move forward.
India, with a country in excess of 1 billion population, what's the likelihood of a universal basic income in the future?
It's a tough one. It's an extremely tough one. I don't see it happening in next couple of decades at least.
Right.
Because we are still going through the evolution cycle. We're still where, let's say, US or the rest of the Western world was a couple of years ago around capitalism. We haven't really even crossed that wave. So things will settle down bit by bit, but not for a couple of decades.
All right. Well, Harlina, thank you very much for your time today.
I'm very happy to have been here. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you.